How cute is this fit? Can I just
You
say?
look so good.
If you're an audio listener, just check out the video just for a brief moment.
She's wearing a fuzzy hat and a amazing black jacket, and she is cheetah print. She's hot as fuck. I'm gonna tell you, this girl, I pull up and she is door open, leg out of the car, sunglasses on, looking at me. I'm like, who the fuck is this bougie bitch? And this is the bitch I decided to start this podcast with, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I asked her, and I was like, "Am I big pimpin' today?" And he looked at me because he just heard me say it. He didn't see the fit yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Am I big pimpin' today?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, yeah, you are big pimpin'." And I was like, "Yeah."
This is Sloan behavior.
Oh my god, I know, I was channeling her in the car. Like, thanks for noticing.
Carly and I are going to MGK.
I don't have my outfit yet, but I am so.
I have two potential outfits, and I'm torn between, but I think I know what I'm going with. We're really excited. I think both of us are going to be in our alter ego during this concert. I'm kind of nervous, not for myself or Carly, but for everybody else who has to experience us during that day. And I also, side note, had a dream that MGK, in fact, did pull me on stage and entertain me the entire show and kiss me.
It's hot.
Yeah, and we were taking selfies, and I was like,
God.
This is definitely happening.
A dream.
It's true. It's true.
If I sound very nasally today, it's because I have a cold, which is why this podcast is coming out a little bit later than normal.
That's okay.
But so excuse my nasal congestion.
Maybe it'll make us sound a little different today.
It might make us sound more similar. Just kidding. That was so mean.
I don't take it. Actually, anytime I like have a cough, a cold, or like a.
You like the way you sound?
I don't, but I get complimented on it all the time. Like anytime, one of my guy friends, he called me when I was sick like a few weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, fucking girl."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Ooh." He was like, "You're hot," and I was like, "Okay."
I do like the way that I sound more when I have like a little nasal congestion. Sometimes it depends what kind of nasal congestion it is. Sometimes it makes my voice like a little bit deeper.
In a hot way.
Hot way, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Also, I think we're both wearing the same eyeshadow palette right
now. Yeah, definitely. For sure. We are twinning today. It's crazy.
I love it.
This was unplanned because we're both wearing cheetah.
Cheetah, girl, cheetah, sisters.
Very musical.
Yeah, you know. We should open every...
Are you getting sick? Your voice just cracked.
No, I'm not getting sick.
Good. Don't. I don't recommend.
Okay, so I pulled 3 cards. Here are the cards.
Let's see.
King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 7 of Cups in reverse. I actually really love the combination of these cards. 7 of Cups in reverse is alignment. King of Pentacles is security, which we're going to talk about today. And also the Knight of Swords is about like ambition and success. So the way I look at it with this spread today, my assumption would be that things are going to start moving really quickly, but you're really secure in who you are. You're in alignment. So the things that are moving quickly are working in your favor. So it feels very positive in my perception.
Oh, good.
I love
positive read.
I love security and I love alignment.
Yeah.
Those are 2 things that I really love to see when I like pull cards on people and I get like a card that says you're in alignment or there's security. I'm like, oh, you're good. Like, what are we worrying?
You're good.
What are we worrying about? Why are we worrying?
Why are we worrying? Speaking of that, it's so funny. Speaking of security, I have to tell you the funniest story. So I was walking into the Starbucks the other day, and I like walk in, I'm going to order my coffee. This couple's in line in front of me, and I saw when I walked in, this guy kind of give me like a side glance as I like walked through the door. Mm-hmm. And his girlfriend must have seen the same too. Oops. Like, it was just like a quick little like acknowledgement. Not even an acknowledgement. I don't even know how to...
He acknowledged that there was a human in the building.
My presence, yeah. And I just saw the daggers come out of her eyes. Like the full-on daggers. Not just at him, but also at me. Shocker. And I saw them like turn around and like clearly they were having like a little tiff in line in front of me. I couldn't really overhear the conversation, but the vibe was very clear, like what the conversation was about. Like she was not happy about the side eye, and I'm like, we've told similar stories on here before, where it's usually, I'm always the problem. I walk by and somebody's mad at me just for existing. Typical. But it's like, I will never freaking understand why some girls just get so petty about their boyfriends. Like, just like, I don't know. It's just so hard for me to relate to, because in my relationship, like, I've caught Kurt, like looking at somebody. Right. And, like, it's to the point where I can see somebody and I'm like, I think they're hot, so he must think they're hot. And without even looking at him, I can be like, I see you looking at that girl in the green leggings. And they'd be like, how do you know? And I'm like, because she's hot. I'm looking at her too. Like,
yeah. Well, you and Kurt have a really healthy relationship dynamic, and it's not, in my opinion, it's human nature to look at other people, not necessarily in a sexual way, but also in a sexual way. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, it's like
human nature, right?
It's what we do. You see some, and I'm sorry, like, I've been in unhealthy relationships where it's like, if I see a guy, if I see his shoes on the sidewalk walking, I'm like, look down, because if I look up at this man, my boyfriend's gonna be pissed.
Oh, he's gonna know about it. Something else. If I look up at this man, I'm gonna
that too.
Have a situation.
I've been in relationships where if I like even look at a man, ugly, hot, skinny, fat, doesn't matter. I'm getting assassinated later. Yeah. It's gonna be a conversation, and it has always like irked me, because I'm like, it is literally like human nature to just acknowledge. He's not undressing you.
No, right.
He's like literally looking at you. And I'm always a problem. Always. Yeah. In similar ways that you are, but you're married, so you wear a ring on your finger.
It doesn't even matter.
No,
you think it would.
No, but I just mean whenever I'm out, or my friends even. Yeah. I have so many guy friends, and a majority of them have made unintentionally me an issue in their marriage, like in their marriage. Yeah. And they'll be like, oh yeah, she like doesn't want me like texting you. I'm like,
me hanging out with you anymore.
She doesn't want me talking to you anymore. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
what
wild.
The fuck? Because I'm pretty? Because I'm funny? Because I'm like, everyone will always say, and we've talked about this on the pod, they're like, you're really flirty. I'm like, I'm nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that whole like situation of like girls or guys causing a problem.
It goes both ways.
It goes and I've been the girl in a relationship, like I said, who's like, I'm like, I can't even like a Facebook post because my boyfriend sees that and he's gonna go wild on me.
I've always been the type where, so I was in a relationship where my boyfriend did very much care about me having guy friends, about like me talking to like men in public, whatever, like, and I've been always the type where I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. That sucks. I don't care. And so in my relationship, like, if I don't have the freedom and the space to be me, because it's, to me, I'm like, I never have a bad intention. I'm never being like, like over the line. But I need to have the space to be able to, like, talk to whoever the fuck I want, like, you know, and I was in a relationship where I couldn't, and I was like, this is suffocating. Mm-hmm. I was like, is this ever going to change? And he was like, no. And I'm like, perfect.
Gotta go. See, I was the opposite, and I mean, there was a lot of, like, abusive undertones in the relationships that I was in, so it was, like, hard for me, but, like, I remember I was at a UFC fight with my boyfriend, which is already like a bad environment for me because I find fighters incredibly attractive. And I was sitting down and some guy behind me said something. I don't even know what he said. My boyfriend stood up, turned around, and punched him in the face.
Wow.
And it started a brawl. The entire fight, UFC fight, like shut down, like stopped. He got arrested, went to jail that night. And I was like, so I was very...
You loved it.
I actually hated that. Like, I was like, now my boyfriend's in jail. I have to call my mom to bail him out. And he's a psycho.
Damn.
And it was embarrassing. So I had a little bit of, I was very scared in that relationship for many of reasons. But, like, being in any dynamic where there's, like, you can't exist to be a human. And there's a line, like you said, like, there's a certain line that you shouldn't cross. Me as, like, a single woman, I know my lines. I know certain things to say. But also, like, perception can be so wild. I remember one time I complimented a guy. I was out and I, like, his wife or girlfriend was there. And I was like, oh, you have, like, really nice hair. Ooh. We were in a conversation. And I was like, oh, well, you have really good hair.
I bet that pissed her off.
I was like, oh, my God, don't shoot. Like, I have to go. Don't shoot. I was like, I complimented his hair. I didn't say, let me see your dick. Can you pull it out? The fuck are you talking about? He's like, she really didn't like that. Like, I can't. I was like, then wear a fucking hat. I don't know. I tell you. What? I was like, that can't be it. So, like, obviously to me, I'm like, I'm complimenting a guy. I'm not stroking him, asking if I can bring him home in the bathroom or something.
So that would be the line, huh?
To me, I'm really forward.
Yeah.
When I want a guy to take me out, sleep with, anything, I'm very forward about it. Right. I will send a nude.
Yeah.
Right away. Sent. No problem. Don't shoot. I will also be like, do you want to fuck? That's my line. Do you want to fuck?
Have you ever done that with somebody who was in a relationship
Not
or married?
once in my life.
Yeah.
Not once in my... So, to me, I'm telling you, even if somebody says to me, I'm breaking up with, no. Nope. Right. Nope, I don't care if you're getting a divorce, living separately, until the ink is dry on that piece of paper.
Yeah.
I am not doing anything with you. Yeah. Because I won't be the reason.
Right.
I think it's also incredibly messy. Right. How is somebody, personally speaking, I'm like, this person who I'm entertaining, if he just got out of a relationship, there's no way his mindset is working the way it would normally work. There's hurt, there's sadness, there's betrayal, there's whatever there is, chaos, mess, whatever. Even if you're happy to be out of it, you deserve a stretch of single, in my opinion, before committing to some other type of relationship. Right. So, like, I have never been, I think one time in my life, I had been entertaining this guy off and on, and he was getting out of a relationship, and I think we made out at a party, and I'm talking high school. Yeah. High school. We made out, and then I was like, actually, never mind. Like, I don't want to talk to you, and we never talked again. like that.
That was the only time I ever was involved with somebody who was in a relationship, and let me just mention, I was lied to, and he said that he wasn't in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And we were casual, right? Like, it was like a casual hookup sort of situation. So whenever he wasn't in a relationship or whatever, like, you know, it wasn't on anything ever serious. Neither of us, we both knew that, you know. Mm-hmm. It was more like we were good friends. Yeah. A little, what do they call those? Situationship?
Yeah, like a friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. Yeah. That's what it is. We were kind of like that. And, his girlfriend hated me. And I was like, listen, he said you guys broke up, okay? And there was actually a few instances, I'm going to say about 3, where...
Rough estimate.
I'm going to say it was about 3, where somebody's girlfriend had a problem with me because of their boyfriend. But I'm like, listen... I did not come on to them. I did not know that they were in a relationship with you still, or ever at sometimes. One of the instances, they were broken up, and she was just mad because she still wanted to be with him. And I
Yeah.
was like, not really my problem. And again, you're a man lying to you.
Also not your problem.
Also not my problem.
Yeah.
And out of the 3 of those situations that I can think of off the top of my head, one of them I wasn't even interested in. I was like, we would text, you know, but I was like, we never like hooked up, nothing. Like I wasn't really into him. And I showed up at one of his like parties. It was like a graduation party, and I showed up. And it was one of a few times that I got kicked out of a party by a girlfriend, because that also happened multiple times. But I remember this incident, and I was like, bro, we're friends. I don't even like him like that. Like he might like me like that. Are you guys even fucking together? Like, what's the situation? But yeah, she kicked me out. She was like, you can't be here, and that happened to me a few times.
See, I don't understand, like, quite honestly, I'm like, if a man or a woman, like, we can spin it the other way, is manipulating or lying about a situation.
But you're mad at the woman.
That's unfair. That's unfair to me. And also, like, for me, I am the type of person, I don't look too deeply into situations. I'm not one of those, and I'm not against it at all, but like I'm not one of those girls who will comb through someone's Instagram, find out the last time, the when, the where, the how. Like I know girls who will go on there and find out all this information and have intel. I don't do that because I just don't have the time.
Never been into that.
But and I'm not against it. I'm like, do your thing if that's what makes you feel better.
I disagree. I disagree. I strongly disagree because I think there is a certain level of privacy that everybody's entitled to.
Yeah.
Things can be taken out of context if you see a conversation, especially if it's with their guy friends and they're talking about something. I think there's something that could be taken out of context.
Yeah.
That it's just like, and it's just kind of icky to me.
Well,
it's like kind of gross to go through somebody else's personal business like that.
I agree. I fully agree. Unless something's...
Unless they give you a fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then I'm not against it at all. But if you're doing it just because you're insecure, then I'm against it. I'm like, come on. That's ridiculous.
I'm amazed at what you can assume from social media.
Yeah.
I really am. But for me, I'm kind of the oblivious girl always. And I'm not saying that as a good thing or a bad thing. You can shit on me for it or whatever. But like if a guy DMs me, for example, and he hits me up and his profile picture is just him. Okay? I'm not looking through his other pictures. I'm not looking at his bios. I'm not looking at whatever. And we have a conversation and it's flirty and it's light and we're talking. And then all of a sudden I find out he has a girlfriend. I'm like, that is not my bad. That is not my bad. That is
because
not
I
me.
didn't do homework.
I didn't do my how did you not know? Like, I've gotten blown up on socials by a girl who's like, he has a whole ass girlfriend. And I'm like, where?
Right.
It's
where
the
is
fuck,
she?
the fuck do I know? Like, what are you talking about?
And how deep am I supposed to dig into somebody else's life so that I can confirm that they're not in another relationship? Unless I'm given a reason to. For me, my line is, I trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you.
Yeah.
And that might be naive because it didn't really work out so well in my last relationship. You know, it did not work out so well in my last relationship, but in my current marriage, you know, I have never gone to see whose pictures he's liked, he's sending messages between. I don't check his socials. I don't check his phone. He's never given me a reason to. And like, if he liked another girl's photo, I'd be like,
he likes my
must
photos all the time.
I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I'm sure he likes, like, you know, Sydney Sweeney's. I'm like, she's hot.
Yeah.
That's great. He has also said to me, because we've had a conversation about it, and I'm like, what's your stance? I'm also the least controlling type of person.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I'm like, I don't care until you give me a reason to care. Like, if you're liking some girl's photos, I know a lot of people like feel really weird about that, and I probably should if it happened, but I don't know if I would even read that deep into it.
Let me give you a spin.
Well, let me just say, we've had a conversation about it because, like I said, I've never checked, I've never looked.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't like other girls' pictures. Like, that would be weird. Like, other than girls that are, like, my friends, which is cool.
Or, like, his friends.
Or his friends, which is cool. Or his friends' wives or girlfriends, which is cool. And he's like, but I don't follow a bunch of, like, models. Like, I don't follow a bunch of accounts like that, so there's really no one for me to like. And that would be him. He thinks that following accounts with a lot of hot women is weird. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, well, I really have nothing to fucking worry about that.
Yeah, no, Kurt is, and I go to bat for him every time. He's the perfect person. And I'm not just saying that for your needs. Like, I mean, like, structurally, he is so emotionally available and intelligent that he finds, like, Kurt can get down and, like, talk shit and be like, we can have, like, trashy conversations and laugh about it and whatever, like, but he's not doing trashy shit. He's not doing, he's just not, he's not a shitty person, like,
100%.
So, I need to say this because I literally wasn't even planning on saying this, but I had this conversation recently, and I was like, this tied in perfectly. I had a boyfriend for, like, 3 years who was a photographer. And he would take photos of girls, which I did not have an issue with, okay? I didn't care that he posted pictures of girls. I didn't care that he was with hot girls. I was, like, liking the pictures of the hot girls that he posted, so on and so forth. Okay. Well, when we were probably, like, a year and a half in, all of my friends kind of together brought to my attention, they were like, Alicia, this is, like, kind of icky and weird. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And there were so many girls in our area, outside of our area. I legitimately think this guy followed you, doesn't know you at the time, okay?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
And he's liking every photo where the girls are in a bathing suit or this or that, like every single fucking photo of girls that were locally known. Not that he was friends with, per se. Okay, he was like one of my friends is a hairdresser. She's so hot. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. He liked every photo of hers. They've never fucking met. And I'm like, and my friend pointed it out. They're like, this is low-key disrespectful. Like, this is low-key not okay. And I approached him with it. And I was like, I really, like, and I'm a very not controlling person, to be so for real. And I was like, I really don't like that your little emoji is on every Instagram photo of a like. I was like, I don't like that. We're in a relationship. He's, like, very kind about it at the time. He's like, okay, yeah, no problem. He's like, I was honestly doing it for, like, his excuse, photography reasons. Sure. Perfect.
Making connections, trying to...
The whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah. So I was like, fine. Sounds good. Now, mind you, I have always posted the same on social media. My posts have always been pretty the same. Like, my style has changed. My filters may have changed or whatever. But, like, my content has always been pretty the same, in my opinion. And whatever. So, recently... this ex actually reached out to me and said, you know, I think you are controlling by having me not like girls' photos. What? What? And then he says, there was one time where he lied to me. And I was like, did you see this girl's photo? She's a local girl. She's very hot. She's very in shape. He's like, no, I didn't see it. I said, yeah, you did, because you liked it. And he's like, I don't think I did. And I held my phone up, and he's like, no, you did. So he was, like, kind of being shysty about it, too. And we had a whole conversation about how he viewed that I was being controlling. Now, here's the reason I brought it up is because I don't think there's anything wrong with liking photos on social media. Right. If it's Sydney Sweeney, somebody you know, somebody you hung out with,
somebody famous doesn't count in my opinion.
No.
Because
I hope it's not a porn star, in my opinion.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, if it's a porn star, we might be a little concerned.
If we're following porn stars, that's a problem for me.
It honestly comes down to being like a little conditional, right? Because if they're giving you reason after reason not to trust the shit that they're doing, and so that's usually a combined thing. Yeah. They're looking at girls out in public. Yeah. And they're liking random girls' pictures on Instagram. and they're like going out to the bar and like making connections with other women. And so it's just the list just kind of piles up, and you're starting to feel insecure when normally you're a pretty secure type of person.
Well, your security is threatened,
and your security is threatened, right?
Yeah.
And so when your security is threatened, and you know that, trust your instincts.
Yeah,
100%. Trust your instincts
every fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my alarms internally when I was in that relationship. I remember I went on a vacation, and during that vacation, this person was texting me, asking me the weirdest questions, like how many guys looked at you. And now I'm a funny person, and I was like, I don't know, probably 572. Do you want their phone numbers, like in their addies?
Yeah.
Like, is that what's good?
Like,
and he like
on?
was pissed, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is nuts. This is the wrong place for me to fucking be. And I was out like 2 months after that,
So, as you can maybe tell from this conversation, my line is like pretty far over. Like, you gotta do a lot for me to be like, that's a red flag. that seems a little concerning.
My red flags, literally, I don't see them until they're in my face.
I fear that I'm the same. I fear that I am actually, like, it's a little concerning. And so in my last relationship, he gave me some reasons to maybe not trust.
For
and
sure.
one of my absolute favorites was that I had an iPad, and if you know anything,
I know this.
Do you know this one?
Oh,
This is a good one. I had an iPad, and if you know anything about any Apple product fucking ever, okay, they all connect together. They're all on the same like cloud network. So he brought my iPad to his job to work because he had a lot of downtime at work. And I'm sitting on my phone and I start receiving texts from myself. And I'm like, these are texts of my friends. These are text photos of my friends. Like, what? So I'm so confused because I'm like, what's for a split second, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why am I getting these like these photos of my friends that are clearly taken off of Instagram? Like, what the fuck? And then it clicks and I'm like, bro, he is sending himself. He is fucking sending himself photos of my friends that he's screenshotting off of Instagram to himself for his spank bank. That's fucked up. And at first I'm like laughing because I'm like, what a fucking idiot. And I'm like literally sitting at home laughing about it. And then I sit there for a minute and I'm like, wait, no. I actually think I'm a little pissed about this. I actually think that this
took her 7 minutes.
Not okay. I think it took me longer than that. It literally took me all night. And I was like, wait, I think I might be mad about this. Am I mad about this? Is this weird? I think this might be weird. I didn't have any friends around at the time to be like, no, that's problematic. You know what I mean? So he came home and I started a huge like fight with him, and I was like, that's fucking weird. But I wish that I wasn't gaslit into thinking that it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
You know, and other stuff unfolded in the relationship that, you know, it was like he gave me reasons not to trust him, and so I stopped trusting him, and that's really hard to rebuild that. But also after we broke up, he messaged all of my friends on Instagram this weird little foot fetish fantasy that he had. He messaged them all and he was like, I had a dream about you. And I'm like, bro, and all my friends that he messaged came straight to me to say, your ex messaged me like the weirdest thing. And I was like, did you answer? Not that I would care if they did or not, because I did not like him at that point. I was like, that's fucking weird. And none of them did. They were like, it was really weird.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. You
So
know?
I've always struggled because I have a majority of male best friends.
Yeah.
I grew up, my neighborhood, it just was all males. And anytime my male friends got into a relationship, the girlfriends would hate me.
Yeah.
And not because I was a bitch to them. I wasn't mean to
Right.
them. Like, I remember, so one of my best friends, his name's Matt, I was like probably like 15, and he was French braiding my hair in a room full of people. And I was like, Maddie, do my hair. And he was braiding my hair, French braiding it. And his girlfriend walked in. She's like, what the fuck? And I was like, get off my hair, get off my hair, get off my hair. And I remember being like, my boyfriend was also there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was like stroking my hair, like, yes. Like, I was literally like, Maddie, braid my hair. And he was French braiding it. And then he was like, are you serious? Like, stop. And I was like, yep, I'm good. I don't need it braided. Never mind.
I don't need to braid it that bad.
I was like, it's fine. And it was always like a problem, these girls. And so I remember another one of my friends had texted me. He was a little drunk, and I knew it. He had, like, told me where he was. I think I had his location.
Yeah.
And he was engaged, and he texted me, and he was like, yo, Alicia, blah, 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 blah. And we made a deal when we were young that he, like, if we weren't married by 40, we would get married to each other or something stupid. And so he texted me, and he was kind of drunk, and he was like, are you still dating this guy? And I was like, yep, unfortunately so, haha. And I, like, made it a joke because I knew he was drunk. I knew he was out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I miss you. I love you. I was like, love you too. Blah, blah, have fun. Be safe. Or something. His fiance texted me up in fucking arms. You slut. But I was like, did you read those texts? Like, did you read it and see what my response was? She's like, you're a whore, and I knew it. All the comments you make, this, that, and the other thing. I was like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, what is the preferred response?
That also is not super, like, that's not a very flirty conversation, in my opinion. But
that's what I was like, haha, unfortunately so. I confirmed that I was in a relationship. I made a joke about it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to say? Fuck off? Like, yeah. He's my friend.
Especially, again, it comes down to the context of your friendship and, like, how you guys talk to each other. And
so I have tried, just to, like, pivot a little bit, I have tried to continue the same friendships with all my male and female friends, even when they're in a relationship. Like, I don't want our relationship foundation to change. I've never slept with him. I've never done anything with him, so it shouldn't be an issue. If I wanted to, I would have. Trust me. That's also my opinion. If somebody comes at me, I'm always like, trust me, if I wanted to, I fucking would have.
But it's never about you. It's always about themselves or their partner.
Right.
And I say that because one of my good friends, she has a group of friends that I don't know, never met. Mm-hmm. And this girl is always talking about me. Never met her, don't know her. She does not know me. She's always talking about me. She's always talking about my relationship specifically. Jealous. And she's like, that's so weird that Carly goes out to the bars with her girlfriends. And her husband's not there. And that you guys are having single lady summer. Because all summer I was like, single lady summer. I have a lot of single friends. And I want to support them.
And it's fun.
And it's fucking fun, okay?
Like, fuck it.
And my husband is more than fucking happy to get rid of me for a little while. He's like, please, get all of this pent up talking, get it out. Get it out on somebody else, anybody else. And so he is more than happy to have some of that weight lifted off of him. So she does often talk about me and how weird I am and how it's weird. It's just weird. I will literally talk to anybody. I don't care. And my husband respects that, and it's never crosses like a line or anything. I don't take people's numbers. Sometimes we'll follow each other like on Instagram or whatever, but have I ever messaged them? Have I ever no, it's not. Like, I'm not fucking weird.
It's innocent. You know what I mean? That's why. It's an innocent, playful conversation.
It's just two people, like, conversating. Like, it's nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And this girl thinks that it's, like, very weird of me. Whatever. So, recently, a situation happened between my friend and her boyfriend. So, her boyfriend bought my friend a drink at the bar.
Whoops.
Now, mind you,
wrong girl.
I actually used to be friends with this guy, so I know him.
Yeah.
So, like, similar circles, you know? Like, yeah. I know him. We used to be really close friends. My friend, this guy, and this girl are out at the bar together.
Yep.
The guy buys my friend a drink.
Whoops.
my friend is like, hey, you don't have to buy me a drink. No worries. Like, I can buy my own drinks. It's like, whatever. And he's like, no, it's fine. I'll put it on my tab. So it's like just a very
Simple.
friendly.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, whatever. Like, no big deal. The next morning, this girl messages my friend.
No.
And she's like, hey, so you owe Thomas for the drinks that he bought last night. Because he bought a couple of drinks on his tab for you. You need to Venmo him money.
I would tell her to suck my dick. That's what I would
My friend
say.
was like, dude, I told him specifically he did not have to buy my drinks, and he like insisted on it. Mind you, we've been friends with this guy since high school. We're fucking 30 now. They're engaged now.
It's the wrong one.
Oh, no kidding. And like, both of you run in opposite directions because she's so insecure about their relationship, and that's clear because A, she's judging my relationship. She's never met me.
Right.
She has a problem with anybody talking to him, and she would never talk to
what is the life going to be? I'm sorry, you have to ask yourself, if you are the man or woman in any relationship like that, you have to ask yourself, what is the rest of my life going to look like if this is where I'm at right now? Trust me and believe me, it ain't getting better, honey. Mm-hmm. Sorry. If that's the foundation, and that's where I have an issue, because girls like that is what makes it hard for girls like me to exist in a world, or girls like your friend. I'm sorry, it's true. It's like, what the fuck?
Not in your friends, dude.
And it's
you guys
innocent.
are friends.
It's playful.
It's not
it's
like she's
innocent.
a stranger at the bar and he's buying her a drink.
And do you know how many times, this is stupid, when I used to drink, I would go out, and do you know how many times I'd talk to somebody and they'd be like, oh, let me get your drink, and I'd be like, thank you, or vice versa. I'd be like, I'll pay for it, and it's fun, and I do that to you. I do that to...
It's, yeah.
I'm
to be that jealous and insecure,
Yikes. Honey, trust me that she's going to have your location and track your car and track your minutes on your fucking phone. That's wild.
And that is a situation where I know this guy, like I said. We were friends for many years. And so I don't think it's a situation where it's anything that he has done to make her not trust him. Yeah. I think it's more like you have been gaslit in past relationships, or you've been cheated on, or you've been lied to, or you've seen it in your family. Whatever the case, you have been so hurt that you are having such a hard time trusting and believing that a healthy relationship can happen. And that's so unfortunate. So it's like, I am not shitting on girls that are insecure in their relationships like this, but I am saying, take a minute to be like, why do I feel this way? Am I actually being given a reason to feel this way? Or do I have some internal healing that needs to be done?
Yeah, I always say that the trauma or the behavior or the issue that transpires may be the other person's doing, but the healing is your responsibility.
So true.
And that trauma will bleed and carry out into every friendship and relationship you have if you don't get, this is a totally different standpoint, but it's about insecurity. I had a friend who would never go out with girls who were hotter than them. Which was crazy because we always went out together.
I had a friend that said, oh my God, I just fucking got that. That went, woo, right over my head. Obviously, that didn't even clock for me because I'm like, what is she talking about? That's crazy. That didn't even clock for me because I'm like, you're so fucking hot, and it just didn't even register in my brain. I had a friend that said she wouldn't be friends with ugly girls.
That's what I'm saying.
No, she wouldn't be friends with ugly girls.
Okay, so opposite.
The opposite. She was like, I'm not going out with you if you're ugly. And she hung out with me, so
that's nice.
That made me
I felt the opposite in my situation.
Yeah.
I was like, you won't go out with anyone who's hotter than you. That's crazy. Can I borrow that jacket?
She would say that genuinely.
Yeah, she would. And if somebody the girls she hung out with they were not ugly. I don't think she was like, I'm hanging out with ugly people. But she, if you dressed like this, trust and believe she's going 10 steps up because she needed to be the statement of the group. And I used to be like, holy shit, you're so insecure.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And you know where that stemmed from is one of her boyfriends fucked her friend.
Obviously.
That's how that happened. And I was like, that's crazy.
Like, it always comes from, it doesn't come from nowhere.
Right.
You know, it comes from somewhere. But, like, you need to do the work to fucking fix it.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Bless that. That's
Bless
true.
that.
Do you know how much fucking work I've done? I used to be insecure. Like, I'm still insecure, but I'm not insecure to the point where it affects my relationships or my friendships. I'll sit in my room and I'll be like, I look like shit today. That happens all the time. Trust me. I have a list of things I want to fix. So I'm like, I'm not walking around like the most confident person in the world, but my friends, my family, my relationships will never be firsthand affected by my insecurities because that's my responsibility and not Carly's to fix or my boyfriend's or anybody else's. So
I have been cheated on. I have been fucking lied to. I've been gaslit. I've been fucked over by friends. You know, I have seen it all, and I just refuse to let it. I literally name a situation. She's probably have been in it, and but I refuse to let that color my perspective on my life.
I think if you did, we wouldn't have our friendship.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, my relationship would be different with everybody, you know? But I also will say that my partner is a huge part in, like, why I feel so secure. I think we both make each other just feel, like, so secure and just, like, the best versions of ourselves. And so if you're not with somebody that makes you feel like the best version of yourself,
it's the wrong people, baby.
It's the wrong person, baby.
Yep, that's true. Baby. And people don't realize that. I don't know why there's this desire to, like, hold on to something that's genuinely not
good for you.
Good for you. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. Yeah. Like, what's the point?
I think it's something's broken inside. I know what it's like to be broken inside.
Trust me, my screws have been loose.
My screws are still a little fucking loose.
A little?
A little.
That's crazy.
So just a couple announcements before we end today's pod. We are going to, this is going to be our last episode of season 1.
It was a beautiful season.
Yeah, let's share some of our fucking wins. Let's share some of our fucking successes.
Seriously.
We were at 54 people. We were in your top 10 podcasts. And we were ranked 88% better or more liked than
all the other new
podcasts this year. This was year 1 for us, the first season.
20 people had us as our number 1.
As their number 1 show. Which, you know, it sounds like a small number, but it's something that me and Alicia have decided that we're going to do more of is celebrating all of our wins. All of them. Like, no matter how fucking small. Like, we're throwing a party, we're getting a cake. So, we're super excited. Thank you so much if you've been sharing along and listening, and we see you and we love you, and make sure to comment and share with all your friends.
And we will be back. The break is not going to be long.
Not forever, for sure. Just over the Christmas break, essentially. So
we'll come back for the new year, rejuvenated and refreshed, bringing you new content. Love you.
Love you. And on that note,
we are off to Geneva.